Is it working now? Thumbs up, thumbs down. Hopefully it's working now. This microphone, I don't know. I think just the connection in the microphone where the cable is. I think it's just going bad. Like, this microphone is minimum 5 years old. I use it, you know, every day, of course. So I think, and when I had it before, I used to bump the cable all the time before I had my boom arm and stuff. I think it's just going bad or whatever. But alrighty, let me take a drink real quick. Wow. Got some interesting terror zones going on today. Appreciate you guys, everyone shouting out, help me with the microphone thing. So what I was saying is, I'm gonna try this Forgotten Tower. I was thinking, I don't know where it's at. Oh, it's right here. If, it could be a larger area than like, the pits. So you would have to save and exit less. Where'd the champ go? There was a champion here. Well, it's not gonna be good if I can't find any champions, but I was just gonna scope it out and see what was going on. It might be, if this continues, am I not gonna be able to find any champs? Like, literally none? There's no champion on this entire level? On this entire map level? Finally one? That was confusing. I'm gonna do more than one level, of course, but I don't know why I didn't see any. I couldn't find any champ packs on that entire level. Very peculiar. Wait, this isn't on P7 or nothing, is it? Could be a good idea, could be a bad idea. It remains to be seen. Cherry, what's going on? Or Chaos Theory. What did I say, Cherry? Oh my god, Chaos Theory. Let's go on, Casper and Akuru. What's going on? Alright, now I'm actually finding some champs, so maybe a possibility of viability here. Kind of threw me for a loop that first level, I'm gonna be honest. Favorite build says Fakel? Yeah, it's definitely an item find build for sure. Unique hunter. Definitely want to use quite a bit. Being in my fields, you know what I'm saying? I guess there's less champion packs on each one of these levels than I thought there was. It's one of those ones I never really looked into. I thought in hell there would be more champ packs per level. I never looked into how many champ packs per level down here. I think there's like 3 or 4 or something in normal difficulty, but I thought in hell difficulty there'd be more. But it doesn't really look like it. Looks like there's like 4 per level. Which is odd. Sun's now not here, it's cloudy. Yeah, I was cutting the grass earlier. And, yeah. Even though it's cloudy, I mean. Can't item find the Countess, of course. I don't know. I'll do 1 or 2 of these maybe. We'll see what's up. Mega Joe, welcome in. Started solo self found. Cabs Bass says. Started farming Andy. Got a Viper Magic Shaco Oculus. Oh my. In 50 runs. That's some crazy good luck right there. You are well on your way. Don't forget to change the message board, Phil. I did. Gosh dang it. Sorry if I was missing anybody's comments. Yeah. I hate that I literally have to go in and change the thing so I can see everybody's comments. I'm sorry if anybody. Hopefully you guys didn't leave if I wasn't reading any of your comments or whatever. I totally did not know that I forgot to change the board again. I don't know what I'm gonna do about that. If I can find some way to like automate that or something, because I'm gonna forget that like all the time. Is there a champ here or no? Yeah, hiding on me. 3 or 4 on each level, yeah. I thought there was more in hell, but I guess you know, one of the ones I never looked into for champ packs in here. This level's huge too, so it's like hard to find them. Ooh. When are treadmill streams coming back? Treadmill streams I do when I don't do anything else, pretty much. So if I go to the gym, no treadmill. If I, you know, do 6 other things, I don't do the treadmill. So like I cut the grass today, just push mower. So I generally, I guess I don't. I mean, I could. Cutting the grass isn't that arduous of a task. Kind of not feeling the greatest all of a sudden, so I'm gonna be honest, that's kind of one of the reasons I didn't do it right now, but... Ogriax, come on! One of these times. Oop. Oh, those guys don't like getting howled away. Ooh. Uh, 36% into your Holy Grail. Haven't found any rare items, saying Casper. Yeah, it kind of depends where you farm. A lot of times at the start, you know, people are hitting Andy, Meph, you know, a lot, and trying to get their basics and running the Countess and stuff, so you might not. It depends what you're up to. Good old Mythic Sword. Part of the BK set, so a little bit of a rare one there. Actually worked, the 2-piece set with some other stuff actually worked surprisingly well. No double grief or anything, but surprisingly well. Oh, Cavs, I didn't see you say you wish you had the option to treadmill while farming. Well, if you're a farmer, literally, I guess not, but I mean, you could get the same setup I got if you wanted to. I got a link in the description to the treadmill I got. Wife bought it for me for Christmas. She's like, hey, Phil, you're kind of getting fat as heck, so I bought you this treadmill. I was like, yeah, boy. Not exactly the way it went. I was kidding. It's more like, I want to buy one of these under-desk treadmills, but I'm incredibly cheap. So then she got me one for Christmas. Biff says, no Diablo news from Gamescom. Good to know. Sorry, Warlock, what's going on up there? See you shouting out. Missed you there. Getting a little behind on the comment, but no big deal. Trash, you said Mishka got a Tearl's Might from a Horker. That's what I'm hoping for. This ain't really the greatest. I'm about 50% of the way of just going back to the pits, to be honest, for this hour. I wasn't sure how this would go, but for some reason I thought there was more champs. There would be more champs in the Hell tower or whatever. But yeah, I never looked into it, never thought about it. I don't need that. These ghosts are like, I don't know. Some of them run away, but they seem like they're almost immune. They like sit inside of each other, so you can't find the other one. Yeah, well. Grief's substantially better. Well, yeah. I mean, you can say that about any... Pretty much name a weapon, a melee weapon, you're like, Grief's substantially better. Yep, nailed it. Shillelagh! I'd eat it anyways, even though it can't be good. I wish those rare staffs could roll with enhanced damage on them. Be so cool. Like a rare Archon staff that would be just crazy. ED on it. Come on, champ packs. Where are you hiding? Nowheres. Oop. Couldn't see what was in there. Trying to hide on me. And no more. Not sure I like that. I thought about doing it, but yeah, let's do the pits for this. I thought maybe with like the larger and they're like the number of packs on each level, maybe having to save and exit less, it'd be better in the pits. But I don't know about that. Don't know about that. Cab saying the older he gets, getting more skinny fat. Yeah, you gotta still be lifting weights and stuff, and then you gotta not eat very much and can't drink too many beers. The struggle is real. I get you. Yeah, for me, everyone's got their own this or that or whatever, but I've always lifted a lot, and primarily I want to do more cardio stuff. I know everyone, oh no, you gotta lift, you know, this and that, but I don't have enough time to lift for an hour and then do cardio for an hour every day, you know what I mean? So, and when I lift, I always hurt myself. I always hurt my shoulder, hurt my wrist, hurt my back, hurt my knee, you know, so. Yeah, definitely I think the pits is better. 2020 Zon Torch, Wesley, congrats on that. Clayton, what's going on? Welcome in. Oh, what am I doing? Well, since I just seen this pack. I forgot I just told myself I was going to go do the pits. And then I instantly find Tyrell's Might here. Thought there was another. Where are you? Ah! Yeah, these ghosts are like immune to Howl. I guess I never knew about that, or they're like resistant to it or something. It's very weird. Some of them I seen running away, but sometimes they just don't. There's always time. This is a true story. I could just not work. This is great. Great point. Daughter doesn't need to go to school. That's, you know, you don't have to. Don't have to get her ready for school. He gods but ethereal. No! Sorry to hear that. Yeah, just everybody has 2+ hours a day to go to the gym when you're married with a couple of kids and stuff. Makes sense. Makes sense. Scott says Demon Slaying Institute. I don't know about Institute, but actually, yeah, a lot of slaying going on. Not a lot of Tyrell's Might finding, but a lot of Tyrell's Might hunting. King Bob, welcome in. Is today the day? Faye, Cal. Today actually is the day. It is the day. 80% of the time, I find Tyrell's Might all the time. All the time. Dirty Bird, welcome in, welcome in. Stuck on that Tyrell's Might. Yes, that is, yeah. I think being stuck on Tyrell's Might could be a drastic understatement, in fact. Since we're not there yet, I looked it up again the other day, but creeping around on 2 years of only needing only Tyrell's only Might. It's pretty crazy, I'm gonna be honest. Diet everything. Diet can be very important. The diet being super important kind of comes back to what I was talking about earlier about, like, you know, when you're married with kids and you're like a full-time stay-at-home dad and stuff, and you gotta fix the house, do all this. It takes a lot of time to outwork like a 1,500 calorie surplus diet. A lot. So much so that it would not be realistic to ever suggest that to somebody, in my opinion. But yeah. Also can be more difficult, can be difficult to feel hungry all the time, but it's got to be easier than, you know, like 6 hours of exercise to make up for, like, you know, an extra 2,000 calories a day. I don't know for sure because I'd never work out 6 hours, but it has to be easier. No failed Sacred Armor. I haven't even found a Templars in a while, to be honest. Been a month or so, probably. How do you normally level a Sork while playing through single player? I almost always go to Act 5, normal, nightmare, hell difficulty or whatever. If you're a sorceress, set this to like the highest players count, and then run Eldritch over and over again. It's just the easiest. If you die, I mean, if you're hardcore, don't die. But if you die on softcore, who really cares? Once in a while, you try to take them out as fast as you can. Especially sorceress, you're like static, blast, and they're down, you know? So. And when you first start doing that, you'll get like a level or a level and a half every run. If you're like, you know, not that high of a level. You can easily get, I don't know what number to put on it, I guess, but a bunch of levels in like a half hour. Like, no problem. And it's just the ease, and it doesn't take any, you know, massive skill. Like, you don't have to be great at doing it or anything. Oh boy. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Get back here. Robert saying Robert Thicks never found a Tyrell's Might either. Yeah, I feel like I've played a lot though. But yeah, it is what it is. No big deal. In those 2 years, do you think you found everything else at least another time? Oh yeah, for sure. I've probably found, in the last 2 years, I've found at least 5 of every single other item. That's like, of really every single unique item. At least, yeah. I've even got like ethereal Templar's Mites and ethereal Death's Fathoms and stuff like that. It's pretty annoying. RNG. King, oh yeah, King Bob doing good. I wish each act as a terror zone. You just wish an entire act would get terrorized, I think is what you're saying there. If I understand correctly. I don't know, it might be a, I don't know. I mean, in a way I wouldn't kind of mind it, but then, I don't know, never kind of thought about that. It's an interesting idea. 3 Zod runes now, there's no excuse for not having Eth Breath the Dying Ogre Maul. There is one excuse for this not having that, Scott. There's at least one reason, one excuse. Right? Even D-Web? I have not found an ethereal D-Web, I don't believe. Let me look, actually. Let me look. I have found at least 5 of those, I know that for sure. But, wait, oh, there he is. It'd have to be here, right? Have to be. I would assume if I had an ethereal one, I would have used it, unless it was, yeah, no. Here, I've thrown a few of them out, but I only kept the 3 best, because none of them, like this one's minus 45, this one's minus 49, but it's 1 skill. This one's 43 and 45 with 2 and 2, but yeah. Ethereal 3-socketed Tomb Reaver. I'd have to look at that one, too. Let me look real quick, these are interesting. There's not really an insane terror zone up right now, so I guess I don't mind looking. Spire of Honor, Stone Crusher, Viper Ford. Let me look. I'm interested. Ethereal Tomb Reaver. Now, if it rolled 3 sockets or if it was perfect, I don't know that I have. This thing's nasty. I kind of want to Zod that. I wish it was higher damage, but. Ethereal Wind Force. How many do you have with Ethereal Wind Forces? Fades for days. I hope. Earth Shifter, Windhammer. It doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like you have an ethereal. Whatchamacallit? Ethereal Reaper's Toll, pretty cool. It is pretty cool. I need to socket that. I still haven't done it. I'm a lazy SOB. Just super lazy. Shadan Rua saying doing Pindle over and over. Yeah, Pindle is another one that you could do as well for getting a bunch of experience on playthroughs if you just want to set it to a high players count. We were talking about that a minute ago, getting a little behind, but yeah. Pindle, though, when you're real weak, I find anyways, like, they do that charge, all the skeletons, and they just one-shot you and blast you dead. Maybe that's just me. Skill issue on my part, but that's why I do Eldritch. It's just easier, in my opinion. And then if you're like killing them slowly, you don't have all those other monsters like raising up behind you to shoot you, like blast you in the back. Never like getting back shots, you know what I'm saying? From the skeletons coming out there at Pindle. Yeah, this new chat is real lame. I don't know. I missed who said that. I can't stand it. Every day I forget to change it to live chat so I can actually read the chat. I literally can't use the chat unless I have to come into the stream and change the chat to a chat that I can actually read. And now there's these stupid @ symbols in the way, so it makes it harder to... Just a quick second, it takes me an extra second to read everybody's name. Because I instantly see this @ symbol before everybody's name that kind of like... Just your eyes go to the start of a name, you know what I'm saying? So, real lame. Tubby, welcome in. See, King Bob saying like every act would have 1 Terra Zone, so that's the way the Terra Zone schedule would shift. There'd just be 5 TZs up at all times, that you could pick which one you wanted. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say because I mean, it would just lead to everybody finding everything faster, kind of, sort of, but yeah, Scott, I'm not sure what's going on with it because there's no setting. Scott Twonky. There's no setting that I changed to pop it up, but just the way YouTube rolls things like this out, they just put it on a few channels and then they see how it is and how it goes or whatever, and then they roll it out to everybody else. Like, so I don't know. I hope, I pray to Diablo that they backtrack on this. Like, it's so bad. It's so bad. Just looking real quick. Actually, to be honest, I'm just like, honestly, I'm looking around to see if there's any setting anywhere that I could like change. Yeah, there's not anything. So lame. I hates it. I hates it. Oh well, it's the world we gotta live in. Poor boy, what's going on? Says he loves finding those unique ethereal, like anything that's like the elite bases. Yeah, kind of. It automatically just says like, yeah, this is pretty rare. I'm on board with that. Ogre gauntlets. Too bad their strength requirement is like 1,000. OG Kev, welcome in. What's going on, Race? Yo. First fanaticized archers. Give me a second. Get a little spicy. Okay, can you just come up here, please? No good. Prepping for the next amulet crafting video. I mean, I'm always like prepping. I'm always just collecting them perpetually on single player. So I haven't looked into it yet. I usually don't do one, but you know, at least a month between crafting videos. Do 100 at a time is a pretty standard number for myself. Oh my gosh, switch weapons. When you're like chilled and put into hit recovery, it like not a good combo. No more scrolls of identify. Probably should have looked into that. Oh well. Go big Kurt. Burroon off a TZ during TZ Andy. Nice. First offline single player Enigma too. Wow. It's a good use for that Burroon, I'd say. Congrats on that one, Kurt. What is more worth on a barb, double Alibaba's or double Spirit? I've heard both arguments. A lot of times I go with, I actually use dual Heart of the Oaks. So I like the fact that you actually like find item faster as well, especially if you're using a Singer Barb instead of a Pit Zerker. With the Pit Zerker, you're more easily able to pinpoint one target. You know, why are you missing? And then just item find that one character. But if you have the faster find item, and let's say you're using the Warcry, there's like 15 monsters all in one spot, and you can't target the exact one you're trying to item find. So item finding faster in that instance would be better. So I would say for a Singer, I would definitely use the higher FCR. For the Pit Zerker, I could see an argument for both. How much MF you running? What was it? It was 500 something I think I got on this character. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, why not? I'll look. I forget what it was at. 600 on the main hand here. Scott, not really my birthday, everybody. Just shouting that out. Not really my birthday. Thank you for the fake birthday wish. Not Gandalf's Visage, everybody. I won't get gotten again. First Sarun ever, Jeff Halbert. Congrats. Congrats, congrats. And Mike H got his first Shaco. That's a big first one right there. Big first one. Let me turn the fan off real quick. I'm getting a little chilly. I was like hot because I had just got done cutting the grass and whatnot. Now I'm getting cold. Nos Fira said ran Ubers on P5 on accident. Whoopsie. Successfully though. At least he got that. At least he got that. Craziest rare item I've ever found. Hard to say for sure. I mean, I don't have that one definitive, like, oh my gosh, this was like the craziest thing. It's like this and that. And I traded it for 80 burr runes. But, yeah, like, I don't know. I've found like legit tri-res boots before. I guess I could just list like a couple. I was actually running TZ Andy. Or I mean, not TZ Andy. I was actually running Nightmare Andy. Standard Nightmare Andy. And I found some tri-res boots that were 40, 40, and then 20 on the resistances that were tri-res boots. With walk, run, and something else. I forget. So that was kind of crazy. Kind of just because I found them from Nightmare. Which I was like, I didn't even know you could get 40 res from Nightmare. But Act 1 of Nightmare. I've got a few different weapons that are like, I have a Hydra bow that's like 417 ED. Rare Hydra bow, but ethereal, boom! Oh, ho, ho! This is the first one. Maybe this is what I'm using the Zod rune on. We got to go back to Town ID this one. It kind of confused me at first. It was so dark. Oh boy. Oh no, oh no, oh no. You know what I just realized? This has an incredibly huge range. Isn't this 200 to 300? The range on it? I didn't get nervous until just now, because you know my luck is going to be like 202. Should I trade it unidentified, or I'm kidding, this is single player. Come on. Oh man, it looks like it's 291. It just does. Alright. 274. It's not on the low end, so it's on the higher end because of the huge range. Am I right? 273, not a bad guess. 274. 283, you said? Up it, up it. Use a Zod for it. If I find another Zod, I mean, I want to save a Zod for Obsession and one for Breath of the Dying. So, I don't know if I can put a... Maybe one day I could put a Zod in it if I find another one. Or if I find like a couple of Chams or more Chams. I don't know how many Cham rune words there are and whatnot. Yeah, but... You have 3. The one was online, so one of the Zods was online. That's pretty huge. Pretty cool. Zod it, Zod it. It's in the range of... Zodding it is in the range of outcomes. We'll say that. You know what else is too, though? Make sure you hit that like button for me. Looks like you're out of ID, Skulls. I totally was. Yeah. What was his next Terror Zone? I forget now. There was a... Oh, Arcane's next. I was hoping the tower would be more interesting. Eldritch at the end there. Just like spam blasting TZ Eldritch is going to be not too shabby for this character. Fury Druid with it. Yeah, yeah. That's kind of the most, mostly what it would be used for, yeah. Whirlwind Barb. Zealer. Just for show. Wait, because when you hit stuff with the staffs, it makes that cracking sound. You know, like crack, 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 almost like you're hitting somebody with a whip. I wonder if you zealed with a staff. Wait, can you zeal with a staff? Maybe that doesn't make sense. I can't remember. Can you zeal with two-handed weapons? It would just be like crack, 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 crack. Would it be ethical to save your own map seed? So, save you. I mean, if by save you mean like find a good one on like your sorceress, and then go in and type in the map seed that you want to use for every character, that's a bit sketch. That's kind of sketch in my book. But I mean, anybody can do whatever they want. Because, like, if you personally did a Holy Grail, like, and you did that, no one's gonna know you did that. Like, unless you're, like, a professional streamer. And if you're not a streamer, no one will ever know you did it anyways. And no one will know you completed the Holy Grail unless you tell them. And no one will know that you put the map in unless you tell them. You know, like, if you're just playing and you're doing that and you're enjoying yourself, go for it. But I would say if you did that, you could never make a claim to, like, somebody saying that it took them a year to do their Holy Grail, and you're like, well, mine only took, like, 7 months. Like, you couldn't do that, because then it would be, you know. Oh, there you are. He was standing. I was looking too far away, and he was standing right next to me. Can zeal with anything. Someone said, yeah, you can zeal with two-handed. Gotcha. I thought so, but then I started thinking about, like, how I've never zealed with a two-handed before, and I just, like, wait a second, can you? And if I have, I just kind of forgot about it, I guess. So. Yeah, I don't always ID those, but... Ooh. Well, at least right off the bat here, we got a guaranteed sick item find today. I'm trying to think back. Of course, I could double check eventually, but if I ever found an ethereal rib cracker before, I might not have, or maybe I did. I feel like I did find an ethereal rib cracker, but it rolled like 211 or something. I feel like that happened. Sounds like something that would happen. While we're looking at stuff, let me look. It would be on one of these. 2 rib crackers here. While we're talking about rare stuff, 319. This is probably one of the. I mean, it doesn't have a lot on it, but to be able to get the secondary enhanced damage roll to get over 300, you don't generally get a lot on it. Three light radius is garbage, but this is one of the neatest, probably rare items I found. So it's unsocketed right now, but it has 418 ED. I found this off a Thresh Socket. Yeah. And a few other things like this is 40 increased attack speed, 275 ED. So some neat rare stuff like that. Let me check real quick a couple of the other ones. Just because we talked. See if I do have that on single player. Theo Rib Cracker. 366. A lot of 320 on the Dimensional Blade. If only that was ethereal, huh? Yeah, TFOS. Pretty common knowledge nowadays about the map seeds where you can just like cheese Baroons for all day. Doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like an ethereal whatchamacallit before, so at least we knocked that one off the ethereal grail list. I wonder how close to the ethereal grail I would be if I had marked it, because I have like you know, a lot of the rare ethereal stuffs. Like, I don't know, I don't think I ever found an ethereal Mang songs, but I know I got like ethereal Nightwings I had found. No ethereal Andaro's Visage though. Have I ever seen ethereal D-Web? No, that was one that I just checked. I don't have. So, and I would think that if I had found an ethereal D-Web online, I would remember it. Good old, you know what it is. You know what it is. A classic one for the Necromancer. A lot of people will pick, ooh, 199 is 1% off of Perfect. A lot of people pick Spirit over this nowadays, but still a good item. 40 all res, man after kill. Block rate, huge. Or block chance. Block rate, yeah. It actually is a dang good item, to be straight up. Hasor just got an Oculus from Pendle. And it's ethereal. Pretty cool. Pretty cool one right there. Keenan says he got a 40 increased attack speed, 403 ED, mithril point. I mean, that's crazy. I didn't think you could get increased 40 increased attack speed and also get the roll with extra ED on it. Like I thought they were both on the same thing. But could be wrong. Can I get XP on higher level mobs? Can I get XP? You can. There's like a hot. It depends it depends where you're at, kind of, sort of. There is a point where, like, especially if you're in normal difficulty, is where this happens most of the time. Where you can kill stuff, but you aren't getting like any experience from it. Sucks for you. What's going on? Says hello, new subscriber. Welcome in. Welcome in. See, swap during different seasons for different layout seeds. Okay, so K-Zin. You're saying, like, swap the seeds based upon, like, what Terra Zone is up? Like, let's say you have, there's a... I'm just trying to make sure I understand what you're shouting out here. If you have a pit map you like, you'll use your pit map seed, and then you go in and change the seed to something else when it's like a good, I don't know what other place you'd want a good map seed for. If you want to go back to running LK again after the Terra Zone's over or something. Or like you want a good Thresh Shocket map, which I doubt it, but maybe there's another Thresh Shocket enjoyer out there. A good Pindle map. Just kidding. You're level 17. Yeah, at that level you could start to run into problems if you like go forward, and especially level 17. I don't remember all the area levels. It's something I need to start trying to remember for real life here, but I know if you're 17 and you march into, like, you go past the Ancients and you go into the casting or Worldstone Keep, you probably aren't going to be getting any experience. Very little experience, I should say. So much so that it looks like you're not getting anything. Kazin says, yeah, exactly that. It's not as drastic, but that's almost that almost seems equivalent to like doing a Holy Grail and just like changing the clock to have TZ Andy all the time. It's not as drastic as that, not nearly as drastic as that, but that's kind of like, I don't know. You know, do whatever is fun for you, you know. But if we're talking, if this was an official Holy Grail competition, that would be like, yeah, I don't know about that. But it's not an official Holy Grail competition, so do whatever makes you happy. That's the main thing I want to stress. What merc to recommend for a Fury Druid? I feel like Reaper's Toll is pretty standard, right? See, Fury. Didn't I do that not long ago? And I tried like a ton of different things, and I think Reaper's Toll ended up feeling like the best. Even trying things like Pride and stuff like that for Concentration Aura, or I think. Johnny Zizzle says hit that like button, y'all. Yeah, make sure you guys hit that like button on YouTube. Help a brother out. Also, anyone in here, if you haven't done so, make sure sometimes the algorithm's super annoying and just doesn't show people videos that they would really want to see. I did post up a video this morning, so if you didn't get a chance to watch it, maybe after this stream or whatever, you can go hop in, check it out right now if you wanted to, come back, or up to you, but make sure you check that video out sometime if the algorithm deprived you of the opportunity to watch a sweet Phil Drop Holly video. Sucks for you saying Talrash's Tomb's not bad up until 25. Garbage on the roll. Yeah, not too bad. I've done that before. I've done that before. High players count. Flare jungle, if you get a good flare roll, is pretty sick too. But put it in your save for later. Biv, appreciate you. Getting close to leveling. Yeah, pretty crazy that it's even this close, considering I'm like Singer Barb all the time. Like this is P1 experience gain at level 95, 94. I think I wanted to get to 95 too, because I think I have a caster amulet for the barbarian that's like 18 FCR that is level 95 required. I need to sit back, relax a little bit here. Should be a link in the description to the video for this, unless I mistakenly messed that up, which would not be out of the realm of possibility for me. Or the legend that is Biv got you right there. Thank you so much, Biv, for being a legend like that. Garbage. Gotta be a champ right here. It's gotta be. Oh, there are 2 champs on the whole level? So mad. Do plus skills apply to synergies? Essentially, no. The only instance that does is, and I don't know why this is. I have no reason to know why this is, but for some reason, Druid summons. So the plus skills on gear, like let's say you have a helmet that has 3 to Direwolf, and that's a synergy for the bear. Those Direwolf skills will add to the synergy for the bear, you know what I mean? But that's the only instance, like those summons. And I think it's even just the summons down the middle. I don't think it's the vines and stuff, but I could be wrong about the creepers or whatever they're called. Fakel says, dupe character to socket things. Yeah, I get that. Spend 45 minutes over and over again doing more and more and more playthroughs just to get a socket quest and then delete the character. Arm day today. Best of luck. Hopefully you have a swell swole. Trash said he has a dope 220 barb amulet. I meant to look and see what mine was. Yeah, 220 is kind of cool. The only thing, I mean, it's like the 20 is almost for show though because of the 105 breakpoint. Yeah, there's nowhere to get like the 5 FCR to really make that other 5% matter. Really, for Barb, it's just 5 or 15. Because you obviously wouldn't use like a Griffin's. I think Griffin's has 25 FCR on it, right? But like gloves have 20, Arachnid's Mesh have 20, rings have 10, so it's like, you know. But for show though, whew, beautiful. I knew it. Where are you? Gosh. Hardest to find ever monster right there. Ever. Brad Seeley doing pretty good. Welcome in. Crazy run this week. I was hunting at Keys, TZ Arcane, Cham, Wisp, and a 43 life gold skiller. Ooh. Yeah, this one right here. Ooh, it's 17. Okay. 11 all res too. Axel, yo! Appreciate ya. You legend for the 5 gifted YouTube memberships. Thank you for the generosity. You legend. It's a pretty solid one though. The 217 with 11 all res. The other stuff is whatever, you know. At least I guess the life leech could work if you're a teleporting frenzy barb. I guess. Hobbies says uses griffins on your teleporting on your Warcry barb. Yeah, I've never heard of. So you use the griffins one skill for and the FCR, like just for that. I don't know. Yeah, I guess if you think it's worth it to sacrifice, like, you know, a bunch of magic find from the Shaco and all the life and the energy and the, you know, damage reduction and. Because then if you do that, what? You can put on, like. Why do I have this ring here? I have too much FCR in this thing anyways. I guess I didn't realize that I had it set up wrong the first time I was playing with it. Because I need, I should have SOJs here or Nagel rings. I did something wrong. We'll, I'm actually going to correct that after this run here. I don't know what, I must not have just been thinking, I must have been in a hurry, like, let's get this going, let's get this going. You know. Oh! Yeah, Axel saying a 200 FCR Warcry Barb feels sick. Oh, in PvP. Yeah, I made a little video back in the day about that. Not for PvP, but just like making it for farming, you know. Feels, you know, unnecessary. Doesn't feel great. Oh, I didn't say, Fakel saying you could do that to farm keys for the 200 FCR. I suppose. Skills and energy. 75% chance. We're at 108. Why did... Oh, I'd have to I didn't... maybe I just didn't want to respec at the time. How lazy am I, huh? Yeah, I don't know. Let's go ahead and respec it real quick. I'm going to try something, too. I'm going to put even more points into decks, so I just, like, make sure I never, ever miss. I forget what this was at. Let's go to, like... here. Just never gonna miss. I don't know what I was doing there. Howl and battle orders. So generally, if I'm putting less into dex, damage, we got 50. I'm trying to think how I want to spread the points out. I want find item to be nice and high. Maybe we'll just go... How will be enough? Maybe like this. Because it's going to take like 3 more levels to get this up another percent. We'll go in Howl. Let's see what's up with that. 5 stats at a time. You hold down Control to put 5 stats at a time, and you hold down Shift to dump all remaining points into the whatever one you're clicking on. So you have 300 dex. How much do I mine's at 400 now. 2600 life. We'll see what's up. I don't think I usually split it that much. I usually go like half and half, but YOLO, huh? Boy, that radius on Howl is not much. How much do you need, though, right? I like it. I'll just get used to the radius being smaller. I don't care, like, Howl lasts longer if you have more skill points into it and has higher radius. But who really cares, right? How long does it need to last? Best use for a Zod, boy. I feel like the best use for a Zod generally is completely opinion. You know, like, is it going to be Breath of the Dying? Is it going to be Zodding a Ethereal Rib Cracker? Is it, you know, like, it's completely just preference dependent. Because none of the things that you do with a Zod generally is, like, the best in slot for, like you're not going to make something like Enigma with a Zodron, right? Boy, miss right there, jeez. What does it say my chance to hit is, anyways? I guess it's 95. I probably have too much in there. I probably don't even need that many to get a 95% chance to hit. Because Cloak of Shadows 40. I don't think you can go over 95% chance to hit, right? Is that the max? Tricks to getting the ghosts to not die off the map. Wait for them to come over the map. That's about all you can do, right? Let's see, Singer, 550 Magic Find, 130 FCR, huh? Interesting. G-Face. Interesting. So yeah, anything over 105 is all good for barbarians. They're trash. Maybe that's just where yours falls in. That's like the gear you want to use type of situation. I was just thinking, to be honest, what would I even... When I get the next amulet that has over 115, I don't even know... I don't even think there's anything I would swap off here. Like, this is pretty much my Singer Barb setup, too. You know? I don't even know what I would... I don't even think there's anything to even swap, really. Unless I had just some absolutely bananas rare helm, you know? Like a 2 to Barb, 20 FCR, circle it with, like... 30 Magic Find or something, and I socketed it, and, you know, I don't know. How much mana, Aphil? How much mana? I'm not sure what you were asking there, Trash. Like, how much mana would I recommend you put into a Singer Barb, or how much do I have right now? I have this much. And I didn't put any hard points into energy. Get back here. Just made an ethereal Archon Staff. Breath of the Dying says... useless? I mean, that is a cool one. That is a cool one. That might be something that you would do, like, online, because you can trade for Zods, like, relatively cheaply, because supply and demand, right? So... right now, yeah, right now I got, you know, it's this, but I bump it up to over 700, but I'm not really singing right now, so I don't go through it too much. Or 670, I guess. Bone Visage. It's funny, half the time the mercenary kills stuff so fast I can't even get a shot off. What did I have over here again? Oh yeah, insight. Keep that mana up, right? Did I pick up the Foul Rune? No, I don't pick anything up under Lem anymore. Espandan. I'm too good for low-level Foul Runes like that. Now, I just got, I don't have a use for, you know, so many, and saving up all the chipped gems and stuff to cube up, like, lums and fouls and stuff, I was just like, I ain't about that life anymore. Do you have any 15 IS Ed jewels other than 40-15 you found? I mean, I have 15 increased attack speed jewels. Yeah, I got a probably like 20 of them on a mule that are different variations of like 15 IES with like, you know, 27 to fire res, 15 IES with like 30 to cold res, 15 IES with I don't know, hit recovery on them maybe. I can't remember what was on them, but all different kinds of little things. Should I suck it up and grind my way back to a mage plate? So you're solo online all the time? I mean, if you play solo online all the time, I would just say go to single player. Just don't. I'm telling you, do not. Do not hero edit in anything you don't have. And I'm not saying don't do it because I'll think you're a cheat or anything like that. I promise you, if you go, well, I do just want the Enigma, maybe I'll just hero edit that one thing in. Because if you go down that road, the next thing you know, you're hero editing in 7 Zods and 40 15s. Well, I just want to try it out, you know. And then you'll be like, I got bored of the game in a month because I hero edited in all the gear and I had all the best stuff. So make sure you don't do that. Myrmidon Greaves. Putting that into your G-face for Merc, your physical immunes. Yeah, I don't know. I never really have much of a problem with my Singer. I'll be honest, I only use my Singer Barb for mostly the pits. Like, I'm not taking my Singer Barb for, like, player 7 bail runs or something, you know what I mean? Like, so I never really have problems with physical immunes or whatever on my Singer. I'm a big proponent of don't go places where you aren't good at killing stuff, and just farm the places that your character's like best at. Marlani says playing a Zerker Barb at the moment, have decent gear but feel like struggling at Trav. Would I reskill for more into Dex? I have been doing that more recently, like I did here. I don't usually put this much Dex. I did this just as a kind of an experiment to see how much. Like, I might go half and half here. At most. Should you use a respec for it though? Now, if it's a survivability issue, I would concentrate on that more so than anything. Like, you may have to want to like throw on a storm shield or something. Throw on the ring with fire absorb or whatever. Those two actions right there can really help you out. As for if you should use a respec, if you're online and you need to use a token or one of your respecs, I would try to do because even if you do get those two pieces, and those two pieces are not expensive to trade for. They're not the hardest to find either, really. Kind of, sort of. So I would try those two first. If you have any, what's the word? Any trepidation on using one of your like last remaining skill quests or something like that. If you have any kind of trepidation or any second, like if you pause at all on wanting to use that, try getting a storm shield and a whatever that ring is called, a Dwarf Star. So Jane's asking, should you hero edit or should you start legit from single player? I mean, personally, let's go. I would kind of just start over, to be honest. I mean, finding all that stuff up again is kind of fun to me, but some people getting Enigma is like such an arduous task that they don't want to do that. Master Baggins, yo! Thank you for the gifted Slayership. Oh. Ooh. Appreciate you. Oh, I didn't see us up a minute ago. Swish saying, first you're hero editing in characters on D2R. Next you're robbing liquor stores. Gosh. It's a slippery slope, right? The slippery slope. I forgot I didn't take his fortitude off yet. I forgot I was going to do that. After this run, I gotta... Finally, 3 streams later, maybe I should actually like set my character up right. I keep forgetting. So anyone who doesn't know, it's easily forgotten about, and it doesn't really hurt too much, but Fortitude gives you your mercenary chilling armor or something like that, or frozen armor, one of the two. And every once in a while, you see him, every once in a while that will freeze one of the monsters. Like it'll shoot out a thing and freeze the champ. You see him making those monsters cold or whatever. Every once in a while it'll shatter a champ, and that's real annoying. I usually just go with treachery. Then you attack stupid fast. Speaking of treachery, make sure you guys on YouTube hit that like button for me. Perfect segue. Make sure y'all hit that like button for me. Much appreciated. Let me go grab a treachery from somewhere. Let's check my rune word mules. Fira. I don't know why I keep stumbling on that one, but says start over. Yeah, I would probably recommend that too. Yeah, it's fun finding, you know, you're excited about finding a Shaco again. You're excited about, oh yes, I got the Oculus. Yes, you know. A lot of time to sink in. Well, if you think of it as a time sink, then you're gonna have a bad time. You know, I'm trying to think of it. Everyone's got their own preference on what they like to do, but what's a ridiculous example of what you wouldn't want to think of as a time sink? I don't know about ridiculous example, but like, I don't know, taking your kid to baseball practice or something. Like, oh man, I don't know if I want to sign my kid up for baseball. That's a huge time sink. It's like, well, like, you can't really think about it that way. Like, this is something like, it, you know, you won't, that's not an exact example, but, you know. We'll say if you're like a single dude, like, going on dates with hot chicks. Like, oh man, it's gonna take so much time if I go on all these dates with all these hot chicks. Like, would you think of that as a time waste? Come on. If you're a single guy, if you're a married guy, hanging out with your wife, we'll say. Maybe some guys, that's a bad example, but... But yeah, it's more like you play Diablo 2 and you have fun. It's not like a time sink or a time waste, right? Something you enjoy. Man, I would go golfing, but it's like 5 hours. That's such a time sink, you know. Nope. Golfing's awesome. We'll go with Rogue there. It says use an Angelic Rings combo. A ton of attack rating. Another way to set up your character instead of maybe instead of, or maybe supplemental to putting points into dexterity. The dual angelics for 1,000 attack rating. Yeah, that is one too. Then you have to lose a ring and an amulet, so it depends on the build, I suppose. I've probably done that before, actually. I'm pretty sure I remember doing that before, actually. Before I started putting points into dex. So that I could have, like, more skill points and stuff. Tommy just started over my account of 3 years on single player and loving it. Yeah, that would be super interesting to start over. I kind of wanted to think of some made-up, I kind of wanted to invent some challenge where I could start over again, but not have to do a Holy Grail that's going to take me 27 years again. Like if I tried like a race to 80% or something, you know what I mean? Like a Holy Grail race to 80% or something. Because you could do 80% on a Grail in like no time. But it would be fun to like start over and it's like, oh, here's this broadsword that like just dropped. Ding! Holy Grail. You know, stuff like that, so. But I don't know. I was kind of spitballing, well, thinking around in my brain. Trash says, dating all these supermodels stinks. It takes so much time. Right, exactly. My analogy from earlier. Gold has really gotten popular lately. Oh, golf. But you just can't get behind golf. Love golfing. How can you hate sports that you can drink beer while doing? Like, come on. Come on. I don't know. Golf is a sport. I don't know. I have a very strict personal definition of what a sport is, so golf is kind of like a half sport in my book, but essentially any sport you can drink while playing, or they actively sell you alcohol while you're doing it. It's almost like not a sport. Like, right. Bowling, kind of the same thing. Bowling is essentially identical in that aspect to golf, yeah. It's like a half sport. But I do love bowling too, so. I do. See, that's the thing too. Saying something, people get so outraged when you say something's quote unquote not a sport. I mean, there are things that are better than sports. Like, finding buried treasure isn't a sport, but it still would be sick to do. Like, winning the lottery, not a sport. It's awesome, though. Weed in sports is way better, says Max. Hey, to each their own, I guess. Swish says, no good at golf, but pretty good at drinking beer. Smoking cigars. Grail to exceptional only. Oh, like no elite base items? That's an idea. One character of each to 99 start over tomorrow. So start from the very beginning and just blast levels? Oh my gosh. Kill me now. That's my most hated thing to do ever, so. Chorus, what's going on? Welcome in there over on Twitch. Hopefully I pronounced that right. I've always been hating on golf because they keep building golf courses out here in the desert. Oh, yeah. Nice. Let me drop this gold off. Yeah, they do build golf courses out in the middle of, like, Nevada and stuff, and then they suck all the water dry, and then the towns are like, yeah, there's, like, no water pressure, and there's, like, no water for this entire town because these golf courses are using it all, and these giant crypto mines are using all the water for cooling and stuff and whatnot. And yeah, golf specifically just doesn't seem like a desert sport, I'm gonna be honest. Sport. Trash. You're really stuck on that supermodels point. But, true statement. Very true. Highly respect pros who can hit those shots, absolutely, but look at the bodies of the golfers. It's not exclusive, not mutually exclusive, but yeah, golfers, when you can have somebody like John Daly just like be one of the best, it's like, ew. Oh, I thought there was another champ, but I got confused, I guess. Esports is an actual sport? All right, so I'll tell you my definition of a sport, and this isn't what the if you go on actually Webster's dictionary. No. Okay, so my Sweet Phil's official definition of a sport. It would be a competition that requires athleticism. Requires, and is not determined by judges. The winner and loser is determined based upon the players that are competing. So, super strict. And by judges, I already know, though, I've heard all the arguments. It's not the first time I said this before in my life. Actually, the referees make calls and they can decide, not that they do something wrong that could decide the game. There's things that people consider sports that are quite literally the judges just go, I think this person won. So. Well, Blizz, the title of what you're saying right there is exactly my point. The Olympic Games. Like, Monopoly's a game. Like, it's not a sport, though. Basketball's in the Olympics. It's a sport. Like, synchronized swimming, I don't think that's a sport. That's just me. I don't want to offend anybody. I know it can be really upsetting, but that's just me. Track and field, does it have judges? Does it require does it require athleticism? Sounds like a sport to me. X Games, not a sport. I used to love skateboarding too. Skateboarding's still sick. I watch sometimes. It's spectacular to watch sometimes, even. Not a sport. What about sledding?
What can I do for you?
You find a glitch in the system. Bobsledding. I mean, bobsledding, you gotta get going at the start. You're pretty much an Olympic sprinter. Phil, I don't want to offend anybody, but let me say something that's going to offend everybody. Like I said, this is just my own very strict take on it. You can think whatever you want. It's not what the dictionary says, so... What does the dictionary say? I forget what it says. I know not that, though. The dictionary definition of a sport? Close enough. An activity involving physical exertion, which an individual or team competes against another for entertainment. So if you're not trying to do it for entertainment, it's not a sport. So if you're only competing in the sport for money, it's not a sport anymore. It's something else, apparently. If you're not doing it because you're trying to entertain somebody, and you're also not trying to do it because you find it entertaining, it's not a sport. If you're a jobber, if you're just a jobber, it's not a sport. Plot hole. It doesn't specify whether it has to be for your entertainment or somebody else's entertainment, so... If it's neither for someone else's entertainment or for your own, then it's not a sport. Hot dog eating contest is sport. According to that definition, yeah. Trash. That's not nice. I can't read that one out loud.
What you need?
Oh yeah, I need some scrolls. Yeah, darts. Sport. What other tunes do I have? Oh, you're referring to somebody else there, Warlock. I might have missed a comment or two up here. Do forgive me. Let's see. Max saying revolve around competition, athleticism, and decided by points. For my definition, yeah. I had seen other definitions that when I Googled it, I didn't Google such a specific definition that it said that it didn't have to require athleticism. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. But when I asked it more specifically, the definition as of the dictionary, then it popped up with that. Can a singer barb kill Ubers? I would not recommend it unless you're trying to, like, for the funsies, for the lulz, for the memes. I've never done it. I don't know that I've ever seen it, but I'm sure somebody, like, you would have to have your mercenary help you in one way or another. Or maybe, like, land a few melee shots yourself just to apply... like open wounds or something. Jeezy, I don't know who you're talking about there. I've never heard of that either name before. You gotta remember I'm a boomer, so yeah. Barthos, welcome in. Welcome in. King Bob saying darts not a sport, no money making.
What can I do for you?
I mean, you could make money playing darts. Win in dart competitions. Be a professional dart player. Ooh. No, not really a boomer. I'm joking. The real sport is grabbing the drop in a full game, right? Just real quick second here. Sorry. The old ball and chain text me. Good old, the old ball and chain. That's like the funniest way of referring to somebody's wife. It's just so ridiculous. But yeah, my wife texted me about something real quick. Phil is a boomer after all. Yeah, referring to your wife as a ball and chain. Definitely boomer activity right there. Definitely. Oh, my better half. There you go, another one. I will admit though, that one has a good use for. Do you know how you go somewhere and you're talking to people and you have those sayings that you say, and people say these sayings all the time. So now I say them ironically, and everybody says them jokingly, even though they're really doing the same things they were before. Like if you go to if you see someone you haven't ran into a while, hey man, what you been up to? How you doing? Living the dream, you know. And everyone's like, oh, you're saying that stupid thing that people say. Yeah, me too. I'm living the dream. And that's like what you say, but really you're doing the same thing that the people who say living the dream say for real, but you're doing it in an ironic manner, but accomplishing the same goal. It's kind of funny. Yeah. Oh, did I introduce you to my better half? And you know, and everyone's like, oh, he said better half. That's that dumb thing that people say. Oh, so funny. Sardonically. Oh, there you go. Satire and ironically. But I don't saying sardonically, it almost sounds like you're saying sad. Sardonically, sarcastic and ironically. Saronically. That could be a thing. We're making it a thing. Hippa Surf. I don't know that that's the best choice there. Introduce your wife as the Dark Lord. Yeah, everyone's relationship's different. I guess Smops. Another great one. Yeah, friend walks into a bar. Oh, geez, I guess they let anybody in here. Ah. That's another great one. $99. See, kind of along the lines of they let anyone in here. Like, that one's not as good though. I was gonna say, look what the cat dragged in. Some other good ones. Can't think of any other good ones. Good old winged harpoon. Tony, welcome in. Ogre? Ogre's the best thing, people say. Home sparrows. The best thing. Hipposurf. I don't know what HP stands for. It must be some show that the Dark Lord would be from, huh? I don't know that one. We got 342. Come on. Little bit of a slow day. I did notice that, like, to be honest, I wonder, like, days nowadays that seem like they're kind of slow drop days, like I'm getting unlucky. I wonder if my brain's just twisted from having TZ Andy, you know what I mean? Because you run TZ Andy for an hour and it's like, oh man, there was like 15 things that were like, I mean, even if it's something I don't need, it's like, oh, that's like 15 cool things. Like, if this is Diablo 2 without Terror Zones. This is what it always was. And now they added Terror Zones and now I'm brain broken from TZ Andy. Oh, Lord Voldemort. So, like Harry Potter, I think? I've never really watched Harry Potter before. I seen like Harry Potter 6 or 7 in the theaters on accident one time, but... My friend came back from the Navy and he's like, dude, I want to go see the new Harry Potter. And I'm like, I've never seen any of the Harry Potters before. He's like, it don't matter, the movies are awesome. And I'm like, I don't know, I guess. So that's how that happened. Jackson, definitely not happening. No, 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 no. Filthy gutturals saying, LK hates me. Yeah, it can get, when you don't find something for a long time, I get you. I'm picking up Shalane down. I gotcha. Jaeger. I'm on offline single player. Because you see how places where you went, like over here, if you're looking at the map up here, it's not these. I'll go in the cave, you can see it better. But see where I went already, it's exposed, but you see how this isn't exposed over here because I didn't go any further because I found the pits I was looking for. As long as, on single player, as long as you don't go to a different difficulty, normal or nightmare, your map will stay, whatever you explored will stay revealed. Just how the game's made. Hacker! Hacker! Maybe I am. Maybe I just made that part up. I just had a good idea. Maybe. I should do an online, do an online grail for every item. I have to complete it in one season, at most. And I probably would be able to do it before then, I think. Would I do every unique or every rune word? I don't know if it'd be just every unique would be too easy. But I can trade and stuff. Yeah, the only issue with that is being a streamer, then I'd have to. I kind of have to do all my trading off stream, because if not, people would give me like unrealistic deals and stuff. It's like, oh, I completed the Grail on day 1 of ladder. Everyone gave me all these items, so that wouldn't, you know. So that'd be tough. So I'd have to do all of this trading off not on ladder. So, how many hours a day do you play? Not really that much. Would that be Clucky? I think is how you pronounce that. I usually stream for somewhere between like, it's usually right around 3, sometimes 4, every once in a while 5. Hours Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then I mix in. I usually probably stream 4 days a week on average, so maybe like 20 hours a week. Probably like 16 to 20 hours a week, depending. Which realistically, for a streamer, that's not much at all, to be honest. But for a YouTuber slash streamer, but. I don't really know if I could really stream a whole lot more. Like, my wrist and my fingers and stuff really bug me. But also, the thing is, too, is there's probably another 20 hours a week it's probably not 20 hours a week anymore. Because I've only been making a couple videos a week lately. I really need to up the game on the videos, to be honest. I've been kind of slacking. I used to spend like 20 hours a week editing video and stuff, so like my fingers and my wrist, and then especially with the bowling, my fingers and wrists get real painful. So yeah. Jeezy, thank you for the 100 bits. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate you. Trade for everything Grail. Yeah, it would probably end up mostly being trade for all the uniques, but if I did that idea I mentioned a minute ago, but I would find some of them. But yeah, that kind of wouldn't work out in this situation. But no, I've been strictly like YouTube videos and streaming for about 5 years now, I guess, approximately. Jäger says, if I'm doing solo play, no friends, it's probably best to do what you're doing, so I know where all the zones are. Yeah, I'm definitely Jäger. If you don't play with other people, and it's... What word do I use to describe it? I'm surprised how many people play online, but then only playing games by themselves all the time. Yeah, I would highly recommend anybody who plays offline or plays by themselves all the time to play offline single player. Oh, we know what this is. Can I get another Stone of Jordan already? Can I get another one? Boom. Oh. Rats. Zerker better for farming Trav or Pits without Enigma? If you're talking just like kind of overall value, now I hate Trav. I really don't like it. But probably Trav, I guess. But I probably wouldn't do it anyways. I've done Trav before. I did a season start. Okay, I'm gonna run Trav until I find a high rune. Because up until about a year ago, in my entire life, I never found a single high rune from Trav. But I also almost never run Trav because I just don't like it. I think it's way more annoying than it's worth. But I did eventually... Actually, in the first week of ladder, I actually found 2 high runes. But it was probably after like 20 or 25 hours I found a Vex, and then I was like, no, I don't want to... I'm going to keep running until I find a higher high rune, not like the lowest high rune. And then like 3 or 4 days later, so like 15 hours later or something like that, I found a burr rune. It is still pretty challenging though, like 20 hours, or like, you know, you get nothing of value for like 20 hours of gameplay. It's pretty rough. But like for farming online when you're trying to like gear up on ladder reset, but 51. How would we do another run or two? Trash says that's him. He plays online. He's doing an online solo self-found grail, huh? Interesting. Do you, when you do that, Trash, do you actually, I didn't know that you did that. I guess kind of sort of do you split magic find and stuff, or are you saying you just play just all P1 like farming or whatever? Because really, I guess the grail part of it wouldn't be the most difficult part, to be honest. Getting the good enough gear, like getting the Enigma and like the high runes to do this stuff would be the harder. Because not being able to run LK and... public games and solo, yeah, so just all online. I gotcha, yeah. Oh, Lotzek found his... He's got a 41 life Java skiller. Congrats on that. People play online for trading. Yeah, for sure, Marlani, but... I don't know. Just... I do get it, I guess. Like, then you could trade for stuff if you wanted to. I guess it's just me, personally. I don't get, like, almost any joy from for trading for an item. Like, I get joy from, like, finding it. Because, like, for me, like, if I traded for, like, an Enigma, I'm never like, yes, I just traded for Enigma, I traded! You know? But if you find, like, you find a Burroon, and then the next day you're like, there's that jaw, let's go! I found it! You know, like, I got it! But you trade for it, I never get that excitement. Could be just me, but... Marty got the like number 100! Appreciate ya. Oh no, Linux is all gone. Well, speaking of things I just thought of for almost no reason at all. So, people, you guys know how I was talking about getting my roof redone, right? And I was talking about like different ventilation options, and I don't remember if I told you guys this. How every company that quoted redoing my roof, every one of them said something different about what they wanted to do as far as ventilation on my roof. I got 4 different quotes. All 4 were different quotes for different types of ventilation options. From no, what you have is fine, to we're gonna add in the ridge vent's good, but we'll add in these like small strips of like inlet, what do you even call it, where the air comes in between your like shingles. Adding in can vents, adding in both like 15 can vents and this other strip of intake. Every one of them said something different. So I started looking into it, right? My soffit vents, I go to the easiest ones to get to, and I was double checking to see if the baffles were like filled with the blown in insulation that we did like 10 years ago. It's possible I made a drastic mistake and I just blew stuff in there 10 years ago and I don't remember it. I don't think I did. I thought I remembered being super careful and not doing that, but I'll double check. From the top, I couldn't barely see. Like, I looked down them and I couldn't see any light down there. And I was like, did I really, like, blow insulation down there? I can't even see any light down the baffle to the soffit vent. So I go outside, I unscrew the soffit vent, take it out, and I didn't realize this. People are going to call me dumb, and I kind of feel dumb, but I'll tell you guys, because it happened. I didn't know you're supposed to take those soffit vents off, like, once a year and clean them. So... inside the soffit vent, there's it's called a bug guard, I think? It's essentially a screen, like a house screen. But because it's sucking air in through the vents, that's where the intake is, it's covered in like this, it's covered in stuff. It's covered in cottonwood stuff, you know? And so it's probably been it's so clogged up, no light could even go through. At all. Completely clogged. Great. So that's why, like, my roof has been so hot for, like, years. I didn't know you're supposed to take those off and clean them all the time. But anyways. So I go around the back of the house, and around the back of the house, there's soffit vents that are corrugated, but they're built into the soffit, like when they put the aluminum trim on the whole house. And I'm looking through the little holes, and I'm like, it's just white. Like, it looks like there's no way through into the soffit here. And I look online, I find all these videos of people, oh, hey, when you have an old house, make sure you double check because, and it shows them pulling down the aluminum where the soffit vent is, and behind it, there's just a plain piece of plywood. So I do that for mine. I kind of bend it down and look in there, and sure as shit, there's a soffit vent, and behind it, there's just a piece of plywood. No hole. I looked up in the attic, and it actually has, someone went up there and put baffles down the soffit, but they must have just looked where the soffit vents were and kind of shoved them over there without looking. So let me catch up on some of this. That was quite a long story there, but yeah. So my soffit vents are like fake. Half of them were fake. And even the ones I took off, someone obviously discovered that there was actually no real soffit vents and then put those other ones in. Because there was, the soffit vents were like this, where they were like this big, we'll say. I don't know if I can like, but the hole cut behind it was like this big. And it was like jigsawed like all terribly. So I took them off and I cut the holes inside bigger so more air could get in. But it's still smaller than the soffit vent on the outside, you know. But I like doubled the inflow area. Blew those all out, got all the stuff out of there. So hopefully, I don't know what I'm going to do now because I got all the quotes based upon what these people said for venting and stuff. But what's up, Ben? Small amount. It's an hour till dinner, babe. You just want to eat a bunch of Cheez-Its? You can have some, okay? Where were I here? Let me catch up here. Trash talking about his solo self-found online holy grail. You got to find it yourself or it don't count. Yeah, it checks out. That's kind of what I decided to allow myself for finding Tyrell's Might because I wanted to, which you know, you would have heard this before, but anyone else who's not in here as regularly. Anywhere I find Tyrell's Might, it'll count, if I find it. If I get my grubby little hands on it. Just so because I didn't want to, like, limit myself to not playing online with people when I do so. Devil found a Zod yesterday. Thing's so rare. Congrats on that one. Let's see, ridge vents aren't necessary. It just makes the roof cleaner. Let's see, did I guess necessary. That's the only ventilation, that's the type of ventilation my house has, and I don't know, half of the people I've talked to, well, actually anybody I've ever really asked about this, they all said that those can vents, they don't really use those a lot anymore. But then half of the companies that came out to quote my house were like, oh yeah, we'll put in these can vents. Which I'm like, are they just saying that so that they can charge me for them, or are they, you know, I hate trusting people who are experts, who like are supposed to know more than me. You know what I mean? I hate it. Just hate it. Anything good yet? Not much, to be honest. But been kind of slow. Whirlybird vents look good. We're good, says Trash. I've never seen anybody... I've seen some of those online and stuff, but I've never seen a house that had those. Like, literally never seen one, but... Why no Shank? Much more dangerous down there, and you cannot use find item on Shank. Any super unique where you complete a quest by running it, you can't use find item on. So that's the socket quest, so you can't use find item on it. So it's just like, you know. Is it more efficient, whatever? Yeah, I don't know. I think this is the way you want to go, but I haven't done any experiment on it to decide or whatever you want to say. Contractors are part-time scammers. If you don't know your stuff, they'll try to milk you. Yes, I believe that is true. The crazy thing is the quotes I got were like so drastically different. They were literally, from the low end to the high end, they were literally $10,000 different from contractor to contractor, from the lowest one to the highest one. So. Yeah, $10,000 different, which is crazy. I'm thinking about just calling him back and just like, hey, I want to talk to you. Like, I discovered this and this and this, and that's why my ventilation hasn't been working. The thing is, too, is they didn't look into anything. Like, they didn't look into why I might have bad ventilation and, like, actually look into the problem or anything. They just, like, looked at the roof and were like, oh, okay. We'll charge you all this money for new ventilation, and, you know, that's what's kind of the most annoying almost, you know. If one of them would have discovered that, I would have been like, oh my gosh, the most honest contractor of all. I'm picking you. Yeah, okay. C4 says, isn't the ventilation fine as long as it feels fine? Yeah, that's the thing. It never felt fine. My my house, it would be like, you know, the temperature outside would be like 85 during the day and sunny, so the roof upstairs in there would get super hot, and my AC would be kicking on until like 2 o'clock in the morning, when the temperature outside would be like 65. Because the roof was just a hot box and no air was getting in or out of it. So yeah. Is your roof leaking? No, there's no leaks up there. I actually just went up there yesterday because investigating these soffits too. Man, old man conversations. Let's go. When I blew in the insulation about 10 years ago, when I went up there, I discovered all these spots where they took the insulation. I don't know if I can describe it properly. But, you know, the pink rollout insulation goes between the rafters, right? They literally took the pink insulation, and there isn't like a flat boards, sheets of plywood underneath the rafter and a flat sheet of plywood. You know, like this across the whole area. It's almost like they built the house like from the inside out, almost. It's weird. Because there's all these places where the ceiling drops down and stuff. They just took the insulation, stretched it tight across the gaps, and then stapled it on the edges. Almost like they put the insulation up like this and stapled it from the bottom to the rafters. Or something. So anyways, there was a bunch of places where the insulation just fell down, and there was no insulation in the attic at all when I moved into the house. So I had to go up there and cut strips of plywood to put between all the rafters where all these holes were before I sprayed in the insulation. Well, there were some spots where the insulation was stretched across gaps like that I couldn't see, and I sprayed it in, and some of them fell, and then I had to go cut more boards and spray more in, you know, like that. Well, it turns out there was more spots like that I couldn't see because they didn't fall through until a few years after I sprayed in the insulation. So I went up there to check the baffles that go down to the soffits, and I see all these holes. Well, a couple of them, I should say. I see a bunch. There was 2 spots where the insulation had fell down and it dropped all, so I had to go to Home Depot, buy some more insulation. I ended up just like, I had some plywood out in the garage. I ended up just like hand spreading the insulation, you know, like. I just kind of took it in my hands and crushed it up and spread it out. But yeah. Not in town. Why change the roof and have someone add vents? The shingles are so old on my house that you can see, like, you know how there's like that fiberglass mesh inside the shingles? There's, I don't even know how to explain how much you can see that fiberglass mesh inside the shingles. And I don't really... Geez, it's just terrifying everywhere up here. I don't want there to be any leaks. There's only one layer. I can't do it myself. I already know what you're going to say. I can't do it myself. Can't do it. I'm not going to do it. I won't do it. It's too much for me. The fact that if I do it wrong, I will ruin my whole house. I just can't do it. I'm not doing it. I can't do it. Won't do it. Keep the stream going until 8's is raced? I don't know about that. Don't know about that. Boy, people really don't like talking about houses, huh? Only get new shingles if your roof is leaking. I don't know if you want to wait that long, but I don't know if you want to wait till there's leaks and mold in your attic if you want to, only wait till there's mold in your attic and stuff before getting your new shingles put on. I could be wrong, but... Coney says, did I roll around in it too? No. The insulation? No. This guy. Dude, drive around. I don't know what that means. Platinum. Dude, drive around. Nope. Can't figure it out. Platinum. Yeah, that's how I got, well, one of the people I got that quoted me anyways. Actually, the one that quoted me the cheapest was one that I drove around and I found a sign. They put a sign out by the road at the people's house while they were redoing it. I took a picture and called them. I'm thinking about calling them up and just being like, hey, you quoted me for this with this, but I've discovered these problems that I corrected. So I don't need all these can vents added in anymore. How much would you take off the quote for if you don't have to do, you know, take these like 15 can vents you quoted me for off of this, and how much would it be? We're having a good time. Keep it going. Ooh. Maybe raised. Get another estimate? I might. I don't know. I kind of want to, because they were the cheapest, and then I think I might call them up and yeah, get another estimate, because they could just look at it and be like, oh yeah, you know, without those can vents, the labor and the materials, that's like $2,500 less, or just, you know, take the same quote and just take off $2,500 or $3,000 or something, and I'd be like, yes. Asphalt shingles, a scam. This trash. Why is that? I guess if you could shortly say why that is. I know there's different, you know, metal or whatever, or get a terracotta roof. Sheet, what are they called? Those rock shingles or whatever. Oh yeah, you set up a minute ago, you said get a metal roof. There is one house in my neighborhood that has a metal roof, but just one. And it's like a little tiny house that's like cinder block house. Literally cinder block, so. See, can vents are only like 20 bucks a piece. Yeah, I don't know what they, if you, I get, that's like a if you say so situation, I would have no idea. I thought, oh, there was gauntlets there. I should have done. Trash is a metal roof salesman here over here. Shingle the roof with lems. Then it would last forever and be beautiful. Just beautiful. Boy, archers up here. Gross. That's Canadian, $5 American. This guy. Ah. Let me look up how much. Let me look up how much they are here. I don't even know. Let's see. That's probably not what they're necessarily called, but they are like $20. Literally. How about that? I thought you might have been exaggerating slightly, but not literally not at all. And another $100 for labor, right? Per event. So. Yeah, I feel like doing the whole roof, I can't do that. But if I can get the intake situation fixed, I'm pretty sure that the ridge vents I got is enough for my house, for the attic. So I wonder, the thing is too, is I need to do some math and look at it, because there's like intake and exhaust. You know, you want to be roughly balanced. Slightly on the side of having more intake if you had to have more. So solar shingles, yeah, I mean I could do that, right? Whole solar panels on the roof. Oh, yeah. Yeah, metal roof. I wonder what that would do. Like, I don't know, because everyone just does shingle roofs. I guess it's probably just a situation of everyone does shingle roofs because, like, asphalt shingle roofs, because everyone does asphalt shingle roofs, right? That's just the look that everybody wants, so. I was saying the roof venting probably more than good enough. Yeah, I think so, because I went up there, I looked into it, depending on where you're at, and I forget if this was a regulation or a recommendation, but it's square footage to 300 to 1 or 150 to 1. Square footage to linear feet of ridge vent, and my house has plenty, according to that. You know, if anyone knows what that is. Now, the intake is the only thing that I didn't look at the intake, because it's a little bit more sketch. Especially since I just found out that half my soffit vents are fake. They're literally fake. It's just a soffit vent, and behind it, instead of being a hole into the soffit, is a sheet of plywood. A solid sheet of plywood behind it, so. But see, I think I could handle that. I think I could manage to get off the, is it called fascia? Whatever, the underside of the soffit. I think I can find a way to get that off and cut a hole in it anyways. I can cut a hole. Yeah, just to keep water vapor out of your attic. Yeah, you don't want it getting steamy up there and whatnot. I would also really like in the summer to obviously let, you know, the heat out of there. Because it's just like holding a hot box above my house. You know, I got insulation up there and everything. We redid that about 10 years ago, but. Yeah, I honestly think just once a year I'm going to have to go out and clean these soffit vents that I have. And I think with that, I don't know what this is. Hold on, I'm going to Google this company that's calling me. I don't know what this means. No, I'm not shopping. What are you doing? Engineering recruiter? Interesting. An engineering recruiter, just recruiting company just called me. Can't stop the sun, Phil. Yeah, I'm not sure, Oz, I'm not sure when you hopped in here. I was telling a story earlier how, because the biggest problem is when it's like sunny out, Like it'll be like 85 during the day, the sun's out, the roof's baking, and my air conditioning, I'll have the AC set at like, I have my AC set at 74 usually, and the AC will be kicking on literally all night. It'll stop turning on at like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning when it's like in the low 60s outside. Because the roof is just so, it just is so hot up there, like forever. Like, I don't know. Yeah, so trash. Those, what you're describing there, around the front of my house, that's what there is. Somebody did that already. But yeah, I think it would be weird for me to cut a hole in the middle of my soffit vents and then put a soffit vent over the soffit vent, you know? Put a soffit vent like this big over a soffit vent that's the size of the... It's like a 3 by 4 foot soffit vent, corrugated soffit vent looking thing. The only issue is I don't think I can get these off. I think I'll have to take my gutter off, and then to be able to, because I can't take the front piece off to get the piece down and out. It's hard to explain, but I think I'm gonna have to take my gutter off in order to get to this, unfortunately. Downdraft for the furnace. Like the furnace pipe where the exhaust for the furnace goes, it goes up through the chimney. It goes through the chimney. Paint the roof white. Hashtag science. Yeah, can I get some white asphalt shingles, please? The return. The return. I mean, I think it sucks air from inside the house, I think. Because there's a vent in my living room where it like sucks air for the furnace. There's 2 vents that blow air and there's one that sucks air in the other way. Yeah, it's down. It's on the wall. It's in the wall, but down by the floor. Yeah. You can get white shingles, but they are not dry out as fast as dark ones. They don't dry out as fast. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was kind of joking. I've never seen white shingles before, but yeah, if you say so, yeah. A B. I don't know what a B vent furnace is. I don't know what that means. I don't know things about things. Come on. Little Sunday, a little extra drop. Perfect. No, next time. Oh, they don't do white shingles because they actually want them to get hot so they dry out faster? Interesting. Ogre Axe, let's go! Actually, where's my boy at? Snap, or what's this guy's name? Sharptooth Slayer. Ooh. Oh my gosh. Oh, I thought that was like a, I think you can item find him. Black asphalt roof tiles. Well, mine are like a brown color, but I mean, there's black spots because all the rocks are gone in some spots, which is why I want to get the roof reshingled. I'm not a roof expert, but I feel like when there's no rocks and there's like, you see the white fiberglass mesh, you just like want to get that taken care of. But yeah. 100 LK runs, all you got is an ist. That's really not bad. That's really not too bad. Yeah, you gotta make sure you have a good map to do those runs super fast. I would say minimum of 2 runs per minute, like 30 seconds max on a run. Kind of what you want to get there. I guess so, Tony. I believe so. Yeah. Gotcha, Trash. Interesting. Yeah, I think I officially decided. I just need to decide. I think I'm gonna call him up and be like, hey, I found this issue that I'm gonna fix myself, so I don't need the ventilation anymore. What's the quote look like? Type of situation. I think I'm gonna do that, I guess. But God of Khan, yo, tier 1 sub for the 2nd month. Thank you so much. Absolute God of Khan. Ooh, yeah. Appreciate you. Yep, that's what I'm doing. They always say, hey, here's the number. If you got any questions, call me up. So. I guess I'll actually call him, huh? You got a primo map? Gotcha. 3 a minute? Yeah, 3 a minute's pretty good, yeah. Yeah, 100 runs isn't too much. So yeah, 3 a minute, that's like 100 runs is an hour? Less than an hour? So I don't mind running LK too much. It's very much like formulaic, you know, it's almost like math, you know, it's like 1 + 1 = 2. You come through here, you click this button, you teleport here, you click that, you teleport here, you click that. Save and exit, do it again, you know, like. I guess over the years, working in factories and stuff, I just got very, very used to monotonous, like, mind-numbing type work. So, I can complete tasks like that while completely not paying attention. So. Deathcore vocal covers? Nah. I can't actually do that very much, and I can't do it really actually very good. Like, sure, I can do, like, ooh, you know, like, that's really easy. Anyone can do that. But doing those vocals are, and you might know, maybe you don't, maybe you do, I don't know. But it's actually way harder than people think to do it without essentially hurting yourself. Diadem, bro! I come up after Snap Chip Slayer, whatever his name is, I forgot. It's the wrong color. Still kind of... It's neat to find them. It's always kind of funny, but... Not a Griffin's. Oh, never mind. I thought that was my mercenary. They're just some bumming barbarian. Just some bummy barbarian. Marty, not a LK fan. It sounds like. Yeah, Khan said that got him too. He thought my Merc died. Chainmail, legendary. It's a little dangerous, but maybe take some guys out along the way. Rob said Trivium. He said he thought he heard the Trivium singer. I feel like that's a pretty common thing that people say. They hear like the lead singer of this band always heard something or whatever. He very well might have though. I feel like a lot of people, they start off, you know, sounding one way when their first launch album comes out, and then they learn how to do it without hurting themselves, and their sound changes slightly. But oh, Khan, thank you for the gifted tier 1 sub. What a slayer. Oh, I thought there was... I'm this guy. Appreciate you for the generosity. Got to take the Ogre Axe, that's for sure. Have you heard of Abarakai? I have not, no. Mongo like candy. Have not heard of that, no. Where are we at here? Let's see. 100 in about an hour and 15, but I let the dog out, grab some drinks. Yeah, there's always the things that, you know, take some of the time out of the efficiency. Yeah, Nosfire saying too much true vocal cords in my to be a real singer, yeah. Yeah, I don't really know how to really do it. I just know if I do that one right there, I'm not going to hurt myself. It doesn't like mess with my throat at all. Yeah, sure. There's actually a lot of champs out here. I should just be flying around out here, I think. The most dense area in the whole game. Maybe not. Then I go somewhere else. Apparently it's just that starting point. It's very, very dense with the champs. Ooh, Mighted Archers. That's what we want. What did you find with this Zerker? Find all kinds of stuff. All kinds of stuff. Matt Heffy's side project. Gotcha. Yeah, no, I have not heard of that. I like Trivium, but I don't like follow them. You know what I mean? So. Trash says, try go to Home Depot. I didn't look into Home Depot because they usually charge like $70 trillion to do anything like that, in my experience. Just out of curiosity, I looked into how much they wanted when I did the blown-in installation in my attic, and they wanted something like $13,000 or something. I did it myself for like $400 or something like that. So most electric companies, if you redo your insulation in your attic, they'll give you like a discount money back type of thing. You just got to send them proof that you'd redid the insulation in your attic, and then they just send you the money, and boom, bing, bang, boom, you're done. They actually, the refund or whatever it was, the credit for redoing the roof redoing your attic installation was more than the amount of money it cost to do it myself. So I do remember that, even though it was miserable to do it. Caboose, yo! Thank you for the tier 1 sub, ya legend. We've got some little stuff today, but it's not. I haven't found anything insane, unfortunately. Oh wait, yeah, I did. I forgot. I just remembered this very second. I found an ethereal rib cracker earlier, which is, I mean, insanity level, not a bazillion, but I mean, ethereal rib cracker's nasty. I think it's the first one I ever found, maybe, possibly. I might have found one online, maybe. I feel like I found one online that was very bad. Could be wrong, though. Yeah, forget it. Forgot about that one. The Marty's talking about rather than doing LK, he stands by the 2 sanctuaries. Yeah. They're, I get you for sure, yeah. For sure. Less boring for a lot of people if you have a build for them. Exactly. Looks like the water heater thing happened to me too. We got some gas smell and water leakage. Yeah, my hot water heater blew out the other. It didn't explode, but it expanded and broke us, and the seal popped and leaked water in my basement. Not too much though. Luckily, I noticed it right away. But yeah, no bueno. At least now I know how easy it is to do a hot water heater nowadays, so. I don't remember how much my hot water heater was in Dishay. I feel it was like $600 or $800 or something for like a meh one. Wasn't the cheapest one there. It wasn't very expensive. It was closer to the cheapest one than it was to the more expensive ones, I'll tell you that much. But it wasn't the cheapest. Varthmus says his frozen orb sork does not clear cows well. Stick to LK. Yeah, if you have like budget gear, that's the thing too. If you're farming LK, you probably don't have very good gear, or else you'd probably do something else, right? It's not often that somebody has Enigma and Infinity, and they're farming Lower Kuras, am I right? Like, trying to build a Nova Sork Ridgewalker. Budget gear so far. I need advice where to farm first. So usually when I got Nova Sork, and I don't know necessarily what you're hoping for, but I'll usually use that early on for like farming the Countess. Essentially, I would kill packs that aren't archers on the way down to the Countess and take out the Countess, and then I would farm the Arcane Sanctuary, get the key from the summoner there. That's kind of my go-to, to be honest, for budget Nova Sork. Here, you can do here perfectly fine, of course. Most places, most builds can. There aren't a lot of 85 areas that it's good at if you have budget gear. So there's, in my opinion. I hate you. Janalsfig says, finally made it to a live stream. Welcome in. I'm gonna cry. Could have been it if I had one more magic find. Doobson says 450 to 900, so I'm actually impressed. My guess of 600 to 800 is right there. Right there. Axe in the Offhand Oz asks, so it's actually a 5-isted Rune Master. So you got the Canopy Frozen, you got 5-ist for 150 MF right here. Maybe. Since they corrected or changed, or however you want to word it, it used to be where your offhand weapon increased attack speed, it would like mess you up if it wasn't the same base or whatever. But they changed / correct that, I guess, so for the increased attack speeds. Haha. Bakatis is still fine. If an item is ethereal and it has a repair cost, does it repair? I'm not sure. No, it doesn't repair, Bob. But I didn't think if something was ethereal, I didn't think it would have a repair cost like associated with it at all. Guess I never looked. Main hand is a grief, yes, and I got dual Heart of the Oaks on swap for the teleporting, shouting, and I also do item find with the offhand to be straight up, so it's just faster and gets me onto the next run quicker. And I would say I'm like 60-30 actually between item finding with the main hand or the offhand. Of course, I can't find any more champs. Hex says if it has any charges, it'll have a repair cost. Oh, didn't know that. Did not know that. Yeah, so it's one of those things they never really look into, I guess. Oh, well, we'll get after him this time, huh? Switch it up. I'm coming for you, Doc. I'm coming for you. Oh, I thought I'm not far enough down yet. To here? No. Further? Why? Oh, here he is. $1,000 Doc. Is it Doc Farron? 1,000 Doc Farron runs. Who wants to see it? Bob said it has. Okay, so it has self-repair on it. So maybe that's. Someone else had said maybe that's why it would have a repair cost on it. So it'll have the repair cost, but you can't repair. Somebody says. Interesting. Yeah, I never knew that. Never looked into it. Oh, maybe I should have been running this guy the whole time. I was skipping him because you can't item find Shank, but. Crown of Ages. Ooh, yeah. So, at least 2 sockets. Get a good roll, huh? Oh, okay. 2 sockets. 26 on the res. Not great. But yeah, Crown of Ages. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. Oh, I did misread the comment. My apologies. So getting back to King Bob. My apologies. I misread the comment and then people went off of what I said. Totally my mistake. So yeah, if you have the repair durability mod on an ethereal item, it will repair that item. Yes. It'll repair that item over time. I don't have any around, but a such example as, like somebody said, Sandstorm Trex has repair 1 durability over 33 seconds or whatever. My bad. Yes, it does repair ethereal items. That repair mod that's on items. Yes. So Hex says never found that item before. The helmet I just found. Interesting. Yeah, I found so many of everything, I guess, at this point. But blasting every day, not finding Tyrell's Might. 2 sockets. It's crazy how uncommon it is just to even get 2 sockets in stuff on a rare item. Just how uncommon even that is. Dak Farron. Hey, hit him. Guy must have 1,000 billion defense. I can't even touch him. Oh, God. Another Sunday. No good. I mean, I guess maybe we should be running this guy. Even without the item find, he's apparently the GOAT. Get over here, Dak. Man, terrorize Dak Farron. Tyrell's Might would be so nasty. Just so nasty. Viv said he's seen a phase blade with repair durability over time today. Nice. If you ever felt worthless in life, It's like that meme, you know, and then it usually shows like a lifeguard at a like a splash pad or something, you know, where there is actually no water, but they have a lifeguard there anyways. If you ever felt worthless, at least you're not the repair mod on a phase blade. Woo! A lot of archers around here. Ooh, Ogre Axe along the way. Love to see it. Darn. Maybe. Upgraded to Theo Ginther's Riff. Yeah, I had found one of those before and upgraded it. It just looks kind of sketch because when you upgrade it, I think the maximum damage actually goes down. So it kind of caught me off guard. But it gets the minimum damage goes higher if or whatever, and I think the attack speed on a phase blade is higher than on, you know, whatever the other sword that is. I forget now. Dimensional blade. Hey. Yeah, this guy's way too far down here to be worth it, I know. Still legendary. Yeah, Stay Frosty says, I think the actual damage will yeah, I was just mentioning that earlier, Stay Frosty, that the minimum damage goes down a few, actually. But the minimum goes up, like, significantly, I guess. Been a while since I did that, so... Battle Belt. That's that one with Blizzard on it or something, right? Mongo says that's the first, hopped into the game, went right to the pits. First monster he killed, dropped a Shaco. Yeah, that's a notorious thing that happened to me as well. Doesn't happen often, you're right, yeah. So I bought a new monitor, right? And the originally I had bought a new monitor and it wasn't working right, and I had to send it back. So I bought this monitor. I went, all right, let me test this thing to make sure there's not something wrong with it. I plugged it in and I was like, okay, I'm gonna run to the pits just to make sure that when I'm playing the game and everything's moving around, there's not gonna be any glitches in the monitor and stuff. Went to the pits, killed one pack, Griffins dropped. And that was when I was hunting Griffins for like 6 months because I couldn't. I was like, every stream I was like, Griffins is coming this run, I promise. 60% of the time I find a Griffins every time, you know, like those type of titles. For like 6 months straight, and then I did that, yeah. That was crazy. Just crazy. How are these guys getting chilled? Dang it. Woo! I have no idea how those monsters were getting chilled. Yeah, Snow Clash Farthmas, exactly. Oh, why do you check rare ogre drops? Oh, yeah. So it's a channel joke. So I seen someone else say it's a channel joke, and I was like, scroll up to see what comment I missed. It's kind of a channel joke, yeah. Kind of like the printer. Like, what's it with this printer? It's like, I don't know. It's funny. But why? I don't know. It's kind of like, you know, in my videos and stuff, I pronounce things wrong, and then people are like, oh my gosh, didn't you know that's actually pronounced ogre? Like, come on, man. You gotta be kidding me. And I'm like, Yes, I'm kidding you. Of course I am. Biff, the fake Griffins video. Pulls it up instantly. We need an Ogre Mall emote, perhaps? I mean, there is an Ogre emote, right? Yeah. Ogre. Let's go! Sunday. No good. Ooh, Stone and Jordan out here, huh? I see ya. I'm so confident this is going to be an unidentified Stone and Jordan, I'll just wait to identify it. An actual picture of an Ogre Mall. It'd be so small, it'd look like a toothpick on the screen, to be honest. Stone of Jordan! Oh. Perfect Dwarf Star? Just pronounce every word wrong. I don't do everyone, but a Shako. Hoto. The people have a field day on Hoto too. Did he just pronounce Heart of the Oak Hoto? Like just the letters? He's kidding, right? Like, I get those comments sometimes. Called the Burr, not a bear. It is. That one is truly called the Burr rune. No one will convince me otherwise. I've seen the argument where it's not pronounced Shako, it's pronounced Shako. Get out of here, bro. This is not the time that I want to die. Look at the experience. Just ticking up ever so slightly. Honestly, with this close, I need to change over to a singer and just run like a players 3, like players 3 out here, like shouting down all these packs. It's called a Shako. It's called a Shako. Because actually, sh is the first syllable, and ako is the second syllable. Shako. It is known. Ogre X, come on. Ah. Whoops, good click, buddy. 450. Actually, it's the Harlequin crest. The Shako is just the base of it. I do feel like every once in a while, like if I'm trying to do like a look at a build or something, I'll do something on Hero Editor and I'll type in Shako and it pops up with just like the regular white helm. And I almost feel like the website is like well actuallying me, like in real time. I'm like, gosh darn it, H-A-R-L, god darn it. Hoto is a word in Spanish, huh? Yeah, I'm sure it means something great. If you won't say it. Trash, yo! Thank you for the 5 gifted Slayerships. Ooh. Appreciate ya. My goodness. Hitting him with the Heart of the Oak. Tiru, not good enough. He cannot carry anymore. Yeah, we'll check it. These are never really good. And I don't even know if they roll crazy if you'd use it over other stuff, but yeah, they look interesting sometimes. A lot of walking around going on up there. Said you would die 1,000 times trying to read comments while playing. Yeah, it is an acquired skill. I do a lot of the reading between runs, obviously. Whoops, come on, there we go. Or like when I'm going places, so. Gotta be really careful. Else watering from the Shank death catapults. Like all the fire you're saying? Yeah, that'll get you. Rigid Walker, yo! Thank you for the generosity. You Slayer! Ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh. Thanks so much. 5 gifted tier 1 subs over on Twitch. Just thank you so much for the generosity. Gifted subs / memberships now from Trash and Rigid Walker there over on Twitch. Back to back. I guess we'll check some of the stuff. Hopefully not get taken out. Yeah, I usually try not to stick around for all that fire. It doesn't really nuke my computer, but, you know, I don't risk it. Chico! We'll identify it for no particular reason. just to look at it. Another chant behind me. Little misclick, no big deal. Happens to the best of us. Thought about keeping it. I seen it had 1 to light radius, but I decided against it. You think a low rune will come to me in 19 minutes? I don't like quote unquote need a low rune, but I wouldn't mind it. Also, I don't think I got 19 minutes of stream left in me, to be perfectly honest. I gotta go get dinner ready for the kiddos. My wife is working this whole week, long hours for her this week, so I am home alone. Well, no wife, I guess. I'm not home alone, but I'm not setting up little traps for burglars or anything. Oh, you almost nailed it. Wait, did you say IO or did you say low? I can't. Is that a capital I? Meeflix? You put an IO and then you nailed it. You put a lowercase LO. I thought that was a capital I. Okay, touche. Ever shown misses on camera? Just the one time. Just the once. I don't know. She said one time when I first started streaming, she was like, no, I don't want to be on camera. Like, I don't want people, you know. She just wasn't comfortable being on camera. And then, like, a couple of years later, she's like, I never said that. You know how it goes, right? I'm like, yes, you did. She's like, how come you never have me on there for anything or nothing? Like, we could do this or that. I'm like, you said you didn't want to. You said this. You know, I repeated what she said. She's like, I never said that. Okay. So she only did one time for one of the charity streams. One of my charity streams I did. IO and troll. Such a troll move. IO and low. Yeah. Right. Which armor he used? Enigma. Why repair all the game finish? Enrique, I don't understand what that means. I thought I did, but then I didn't. Galback Q&A for the charity stream? Oh boy. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know if I'll do the charity stream again. I'm not 100% sure. Let's see here. What's the next TZ looking like here, huh? We got Rocky Way, Stony Tombs. Not really my thing. Not really my thing, but... Alright, peace out, John. He trying to play D2. It's crossed my mind. A lot of times those streams that when people do those though, they don't really get good numbers. Not that it's all about like the numbers or whatever, but like you'll get half as many viewers when you do stuff like that. It sounds like something that would be people would watch, but then they end up not. So, but yeah, it is time to hop out here. Let's see, who is this guy? There's some guy speedrunning D2 that I've never heard of before. That's odd. Huh, there's a bunch of people streaming D2 that I never heard of. Let's go ahead and send a raid over to somebody. Yeah, because I'm going to hop off here, so... Let's go... Sir Fox hasn't been on in a while. Let's raid over to Sir Fox. He ain't been on in a minute. So, sending Twitch over to Sir Fox. He does stream YouTube and Twitch, so anyone on YouTube can go over and check him out, too. Sir Fox. So, sending Twitch over there. Everybody else on YouTube and everything, peace out. I want y'all, don't forget, just remember, keep slaying. Boo!